Good morning. Today is actually Tuesday, even though it's Thursday, because I just left a committee meeting. I had two already this morning. Normally we would do that on Tuesdays, but as you know, we did have a bit of a break. So I want to thank you all for being here. I think this is a great opportunity to begin a new future for SUNY institutions. An opportunity to not have big waves of growth in tuition, to have a rational approach to how tuition will look from this year on for the next 5 years. I think it's an approach that's long overdue. I do have to mention my mentor in higher ed, who is now no longer with SUNY, and that is Dr. Muriel Howard. She was at Buffalo State College, and as a freshman member of this House, the first topic that she discussed with me, that was 9 years ago, that was of eminent importance, was to have an opportunity for a rational tuition plan so that administrators could plan properly to make sure that there were enough professors, enough classes, and that families could plan on what their 4-year commitment would be to get their students through higher ed. So today we're announcing this bill that will provide for a rational tuition plan, the one that was supported and voted on by the SUNY trustees a few weeks back, which many of them are standing behind me. I really congratulate them on taking that step. And I'm hopeful that my colleagues in the legislature, although there are only two members of the assembly here with me today, will understand the value of this and the value of this to the families that they all represent, and that prior to the close of session, which you all know is imminent, we will have a rational tuition bill in place that will allow the SUNY institutions to prepare our workforce, to prepare our student populations, and to help grow the economy of the entire state of New York. I am pleased to be joined by the Senate, my Senate sponsor. Great opportunity to work with him. So Senator Stewart, if you'd like to come forward and make some comments, and immediately after that, we'll hear from our chancellor and one of our trustees, Carol McCall, and then of course, I think Morgan will handle whatever questions there may be. Senator.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Assemblymember Peoples-Stokes, and I'm so pleased to be here today, joined by so many of our presidents of the various campuses around the state, as well as the Chancellor and Trustee McCall. You know, I'm very proud of the fact that my 51st senatorial district is the home of more SUNY campuses than any other Senate district in the state. I have campuses at Cortland, Oneonta, Cobleskill. We have 3 community colleges, Herkimer, Tompkins Cortland, as well as Columbia Green. And just outside my district, within a stone's throw of my district, are the campuses of Delhi, Morrisville, and the statutory colleges at Cornell. So I know firsthand that our SUNY schools are one of our state's greatest assets. Not only do they provide our future leaders with a quality, affordable education, but at the same time, our campuses partner with our local communities as well as our state in driving our local and statewide economy. And I was very impressed with the report that was issued just last week that indicated that our SUNY system it contributes nearly $20 billion to our state's economy on an annual basis, and that will be even greater in years to come. And very appropriately, there's been a renewed focus of late on our SUNY system. We've heard UB 2020, SUNY 2020. There have been summits on Buffalo, and just yesterday on Stony Brook. But this is, it seems to me, this is the opportune time to take action to benefit and enhance the entire SUNY system. You know, for years I've advocated for a predictable, rational tuition policy. It seems to me that students and parents alike should be able to plan for the cost of a college education. And the campuses faced with budget difficulties need a stable, predictable funding source. And I'm very pleased to be partnering with Assemblymember Crystal Peoples-Stokes in introducing legislation that would in fact create a predictable 5-year tuition policy that reinvests all the tuition dollars back into the SUNY programs to benefit our students and our campuses. I believe tuition dollars should directly benefit students by going straight into the classrooms of our SUNY campuses. And with this legislation, no longer will students' hard-earned tuition dollars be swept into the state's general fund to fill a black hole of a budget deficit at the statewide level. It would go right into reinvesting these funds into students' education. So during these tough times, economic tough times, these modest tuition increases will ensure that SUNY remains a vital contributor to not only the future of our state from an educational point of view, but continue to be a contributor in a big way to our state's economy. So very, very important as we focus on the future of SUNY of our state, that we take action to benefit the entire SUNY system and its students. And I believe that one of the best ways we can do that is through enacting a rational tuition policy for our state. So thank you all very much for being here, and I'm very, very pleased at this time to introduce our leader at the State University of New York, Chancellor Nancy Zimpher.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, everybody. It's wonderful to be here. I cannot tell you how proud and pleased we are with the leadership that is being addressed today by Assemblymember Crystal Peoples-Stokes and by Senator James Seward. We thank them both. We are so proud of the courage and the leadership that they are showing in sponsoring these bills on rational tuition. I want to say that usually the SUNY presidents are out in front of me. Today they happen to be behind, but it is the leadership of the presidents of our 64 campuses that really make SUNY great. So I want to thank you one and all for being here. Thank you. Thank yourselves. You're really terrific. Very pleased that we are joined, of course, by Trustee Carl McCall. Let me just reiterate really the points that the Assembly member and the Senator are making today. SUNY sees itself as the economic growth engine for the state of New York. That's why we spent the first year of my tenure here crafting a strategic plan called The Power of SUNY to really revitalize this economy and the quality of life for every New York citizen. After all, we are within 30 miles of every New Yorker, and we are a huge operation, and we can be a leader. Secondly, 2 weeks ago, we told you that we're really going to implement this plan, and we issued our first baseline report card to show you that you can count on us to tell you how we're doing. And 2 days ago, we issued our report on the economic impact of the State University of New York. Senator Seward has referred to it. We do make a difference. Our growth strategy depends on rational tuition. Rational tuition is the bedrock of our plan. And we've said repeatedly, but it bears repeating, it has 3 aspects. That tuition at the State University of New York will remain affordable and enhance access. And I want to remind you that our tuition is the lowest of any public university in New England and in the lowest quartile of tuitions across the country, and we understand the value of that affordability and the quality students get when they come to a SUNY campus. Second, rational tuition is predictable. It's not new for the state legislature to embrace a 5-year plan. This is precisely the way we manage construction in New York, on a 5-year cycle. And I think both the Assembly member and the Senator have made clear that that has not been New York's history. We have had huge hikes in tuition at just the time when students can least afford it. And in good times, we have not addressed tuition. We're trying to level that out and keep it affordable but also predictable. And then thirdly, as everyone has so eloquently said, the tuition must come to the campuses so that we can continue to offer the courses students need to graduate on time. That is the best investment of New York's funding for SUNY that we could possibly make, that our students have the courses and the programs they need. There is no greater champion of rational tuition than the SUNY Board of Trustees. I'm very pleased to introduce someone who is familiar to all of us and really appreciated by all of us, and that's our trustee. Today, I give you Carl McCall. Carl?